Hi, everyone. Down the knee, bad Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. It's time for a weekly track roundup. Shout out to Haunting Barna. Yes, my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings, my points of view on a bunch of songs that have dropped over the past couple of weeks, because it has been a minute since I have done one of these. Yes, but I'm doing it, Mom. Okay, stop texting me. Weekly track roundup. Yes, let's do it. Also linked down below, along with all the music I'm talking about in this video, is our Turntable Lab link. Go over there. You can get some vinyl, get some turntable stuff, speakers, what have you, whatever it is, we get kickback from it. I mean, there may even be cars and private jets on turntablelab.com too. I don't know. Check it out. Either way, if you use the link, we get kickback from it. Doesn't even need to be that stuff. Could be anything that's on the website, really. Also linked down below, our Patreon page, where no, I don't post any nudes, but you do get some cool extra bonus monthly content while supporting us in the process. Potentially access to our Discord community too, if they like you. If they don't, and I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. They're a very exclusive club. But yeah, there's also that. And want to do a shout out to a few text, or you could say textual pieces on theneedledrop.com. One being a cool interview with the band Shame, who have a brand new album out, and also a retrospective on 20 different albums that are turning 20. A bunch of different, blurbs and looks back to a bunch of classic records, a little Fiona Apple in there, little Nine Inch Nails, some Lil Wayne. Check it out. And shout out to everyone who got together on this piece, of course. All right, worst tracks of the week. We have a handful of those. We have a few. Bam! New one over here from Amy Lee, Poppy, Courtney LaPlante of Spirit Box fame, all kind of like teaming up on a new track titled End of You. This song is like essentially like and I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. You've got the new actresses in there, and they're pretty much going through the motions and doing the same thing, and the same bad guy shows up, but then the lead actress from the last movie shows up, and it's like, oh man, I know like the cheat code to like beat this whole thing because I've done this before. It just basically feels like a horror movie reboot. And yeah, it's fine. I suppose if that's what you're actually interested in. Personally, I would rather just watch the OG movie. I would rather just listen to Evanescence is pretty much what I would rather listen to. Hearing it with like some additional vocals and artificially pumped up riffs is just like not really doing it for me, honestly. But moving on from there, new one from Ice Spice and Lotto. Gat is the title of the track. I can't believe that Ice Spice allowed Lotto to get off the first poop bar on the song. I find that to be pretty ridiculous. But hey, you know what? Overall, it's great. Nicki Minaj going crazy has allowed these two to be friends, which I feel like is cool. That's nice. And they worked it out on the remix, as it were, even if Gat at this point does feel like a little bit like, stale terminology. But yeah, it's not that interesting. It's quite boring, actually. Moving on from there, Brother, new one from DJ Khaled, Youngboy, and Post Malone. It's just some horrid country rap fusion that makes me want to throw up, honestly. So let's move on before I start losing it here on camera. We've also got a brand new single from Tame Impala. Loser is the title of the track. And while on one level I do appreciate that this new song over here is like not as boring and as washed out as like our first taste of this forthcoming album, this is just like a very bad grating piece of I don't know, gentrified funk. I don't know what else you would call it. It's just bad music trying to be funky and it's not funky. The little tiny blippy synthesizers sound awful as well. What happened, Tame Impala? How did we get here? The Impala is too tame. I really don't know what else to say at this point. We also have a new one from Foxy Shazam with Corey Feldman in the mix. What is this doing in the worst? This must be some kind of mistake. But look, I will say this is like, you know, almost a so bad it's good situation. It's obviously quite kooky. I feel like if there's one thing kind of holding this track back from being like somewhat decent, is that the singer of Foxy Shazam, he can actually sing. He can actually sing, and given that, there's no reason to dull and pitch correct up his voice so much on this track to the point where it just sounds like a disgusting robot. What is this filth? This is gross. This is aesthetically horrid. Just let the man's voice exist as it exists. Again, from having heard plenty of their music in the past and presuming the chops are still there now, the guy can sing. Why are we destroying his voice? His voice is destroyed on this song. It's gross. We also have something else that is, speaking of gross, this new part 2 version of Somebody Loves Me, Party Next Door, Drake, Cash, Cobain from their somebody sexy, someone sought after songs for you album, utterly forgettable track from the record. This new version of it, all it really does is draw more attention to Drake's cringe ass lyrics on the track. I'm not really sure what else to say about it, honestly. It was uninteresting again on first introduction, and now it's just uninteresting and extra annoying. But hey, we're on to the tracks that I'm met on, not super huge on, but you know, you might like them more than me. They are as follows. We have a new one from Primitive Man, Social Contract. It's a 10-minute monster. Frankly, I think they've written heavier and more crushing and more abrasive music in the past, but I do like the ethos and the messaging of the song and the music video. And, you know, look, if you're looking for like this doomy, abrasive combination of death metal and, well, I already said doomy, but doom metal, give this one a spin, you know. And look, if you're not maybe blown away by what this is, by what this track is doing, listen to Primitive Man's past stuff, because they've got a pretty banging back catalog. I'll say that. All right, moving on from there. Caught Stealing, new soundtrack that has, I guess, quite a bit of music from Idols. Cheerleader is one song from it. Not the most versatile song the band has ever put together, but like from what I'm hearing from the rest of the soundtrack, they have contributed some pretty cool cuts. So, you know, if you're into Idols, if you're into grimy UK punk and post-punk music, you should definitely check out, you know, what the band contributed to this soundtrack for sure. It's out and about. We also have a Lady Gaga coming back, The Dead Dance, new sort of like, you know, additional track from her Mayhem era. The monsters are going crazy, especially with like the music video directed by Tim Burton. It's all creepy, eepy, spooky-ooky. And, you know, Lady Gaga totally gothed out, and, you know, big Michael Jackson vibes coming off of the instrumental too. You know, the Thriller heads will go crazy. And maybe a little bit like a touch of Dua Lipa in the mix too. Overall, it's all right. I think there are many much better tracks on Mayhem that I much prefer, but you know, Gaga's vocal performance is bringing on this track. I will say that the vocal performance is killer, not taking away from the vocal performance at all. Like the highs that she hits on the back end of the track are amazing, but the song itself, it's okay. She's put out better very recently. All right, we also have Frost Children, Bound to You. Not my favorite single of the new album cycle, but, you know, still these guys are bringing back some, you know, pretty cool fusions of bedroom pop and EDM and sort of like MySpace core type shit. It's very creative and very eccentric for sure. We also have a new one over here from Elias Rønnenfelt of Ice Age fame, who has been, you know, going out on more solo outings as of late. And this new one over here, USA Baby, I think has a lot of potential to it, but it just ends super abruptly. I'm kind of hoping maybe it builds into something else on his forthcoming album, because I think it's a great track. It's a very eccentric piece of singer-songwriter music. I think Elias has a great vocal delivery, very passionate guy. A lot of his music is just stricken with this streak of incredible darkness that speaks to me personally. And yeah, I mean, again, I just wish there was more to this track. I just wish there was more. All right. And chat pile, Hayden, Pedigo have a new collab album on the way. That's unexpected. That's cool. But yeah, this first taste of it, Radioactive Dreams, I'm not blown away by, but I can kind of see the vision, and I'm hoping that there are just better versions of it deeper into this full-length record when it eventually comes out in the earth again. But yes, Hayden is known for his very slow, ambient, acoustic American primitivist style of music. And Chat Pile is known for just this, crazy crush and bash spoken word noise, rock, shouted word type stuff that is very nightmarish and dark. And, it marries better than you would think on this track, even though it's not like, I think the best stuff either of them have ever respectively done. There's something to it. There's a there. I'm not like completely giving up on it. It is intriguing for sure. I'm looking forward to getting a listen to the rest of this album. All right, best tracks of the week. We have quite a few of those to go through. So, get out your pad, get out your pencil, although you don't really need to, all the songs again are linked in the description box. Let's shout out The Last Dinner Party. Scythe is the name of their brand new single, brand new track. It's a banger. It's theatrical string-kissed rock with great lead vocals and a solid song at the core of it. I mean, it's a very simple Last Dinner Party formula, but it works. It works once again on this new track. We also have a band that I'm just now getting kind of familiar with. Die Spitz, Punishers is the name of this new track of theirs. And while it's not as kind of heavy and almost doom metal inspired, I would say, is like the last single I covered from them on the weekly track roundup. I'm liking the more kind of almost like punky alternative rock direction this track goes in. Kind of seems like they have a lot of different rock influences to pull from. And, from what I'm hearing so far, they're playing to a pretty wide palette of ideas pretty effectively as they switch from sound to sound to sound. And that is also the case on this new track over here. Again. All right. Also, Party of Two, brand new track over here, at least, new to me. I personally find it exciting. It's titled Friendly Fire, and it's actually a banger of a cut with a whip smart concept going on as Party of Two's two members spend the entirety of the track playfully, comedically, hilariously dissing each other, in a time of high stakes hip hop beefs. We have two rappers who are doing it in a really fun, creative way that's highly entertaining and is just good, wholesome, playful, creative, fun. It's really cool to see both of them kind of going at each other in this way and to do it so effectively and lyrically. And again, just with like a lot of personality and wit. It's so good. It's so genius, I would say, for them to have, kind of embraced what is in the ether out there right now in a way that's totally different. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is doing hey, we're all friends. We're all in this group here. We're all going to diss each other. Nobody's doing this, but they are doing this. And I mean, when I say nobody is, I mean like right now in this very, like in this current day moment, everybody has done everything at one point. Nothing under the sun is new, but I'm just saying like nobody right now at the visibility level of Party of Two is doing this right now. And I'm liking it. It sounds great. All right, we have The Trenches from Maruja, new track from them. Yes, it is a boisterous, intense, rowdy track that is all about, just kind of being motivated to get out there and just be like, fighting for Better World, Better Place, love the passion, love the thunderous instrumental too. Wild stuff, awesome stuff, getting whipped up for the right reasons. Also Machine Girl, 2 for 2 on the new singles. If it has been 2, I'm pretty sure it's been 2. This new one over here, Rabbit Season, is also bringing like digital hardcore vibes, great intense production, love the, bustling electronics, love the harshness, just continuing to sound as solid as ever. Also, shout out over here to Lexa Gates, Past It, brand new track and single from her. Loving the marriage of like hip hop and then old school girl group stuff between her flows and her singing as well, and her witty rhymes. Just the creativity on this is fantastic. Enjoying the hell out of this. I think it's actually one of my favorite Lexa Gates songs so far. Also really enjoying Sayonara, brand new track from Kneecap, some rowdy EDM rap type stuff, continuing to sound like just a riotous group, but just a riotous musical outfit. I will say that. And Horror, brand new track from them. They have a couple of singles out from their forthcoming album, which will be dropping on the 9th, tomorrow, at the time that you'll be seeing this video, most likely on the 9th of September. Get it? HO9909 Horror, the 9s. They want to drop it on 9/9. They're into 9s. They're into the number 9. They're into 9s. Okay. And this track over here is a killer one featuring Nova Twins, Pink Siifu, Young Skrrt, almost like Big Prodigy vibes on this, but like some hip hop elements mixed in. It's real cool. It's sick as hell. Give it a shot. And again, new album out very soon. Also enjoying Hemlock Springs, brand new track and single from her, The Beginning of the End. This is actually, I think, one of her most wild, varied songs she's ever done. It like switches to several different palettes across the song's runtime. I think even like some like Churches, but also Red Hot Chili Pepper vibes in the mix as well, with some of the licks. You'll pick it up if you've got an ear for it. I promise you. Wild combinations of ideas on this track, I swear, and it still comes out real catchy. Also liking Hayley Williams, dropping this little extra track that came out last week on the Fully Formed edition of her new album. Parachute is the title of the cut. One of the poppier, more singer-songwriter type songs in the mix, not as like, rockin' or even, as I would say as low key as some of the other ones, somewhere in the middle. And it's I think adds a bit of an interesting narrative to a lot of the album's broader themes of, loving somebody, caring about somebody, but simultaneously that person isn't in your life in, I guess, like a fully romantic capacity. It's, not anything I'm going to fully dissect right now, but again, I do think the song adds to that in a very interesting way. Also, shout out to Geese, brand new track from them, 100 Horses, the most wild, rockin', out of control single from this new album cycle so far. It sounded real rowdy, real crazy, and that's when I think Geese is sometimes at their best. Also enjoying this new one from Galen Tipton, giving us some really jittery, really insane, really choppy, sample-heavy electronic music that is endlessly groovy and mind-blowing too. A couple more. Shout out to a band I'm just getting hip to, Big Fat Cow. Gremlin Goop is the name of the cut, and it's just absolutely fucking just insane, weird, left field country, I guess you could say it is, with some real zany vocal bits that remind me of like a little bit of Dead Milkmen during some of their later era stuff, Metaphysical Graffiti and all that. But this, from what I understand, is like one of their first big singles, and they're sounding pretty good out of the gate. Give these guys some support for sure. New up and coming group. Support the underground, as it were. All right, Ashnikko coming through with a brand new single over here. Sticky Fingers is the title of the track, and it's got like a bit of a 2000s kind of throwback pop club vibe, Gwen Stefani DNA laced into this one. And I feel like I don't know, I feel like this I'm not going to say this is Ashnikko sound but it's a sound she plays very effectively into. So that's why I'm messing with it so much. All right. And finally, Alabama Shakes have come through with their first song, new album on the way. First new record in a long time. And the track's incredible. It's amazing. It's fantastic. The song is really good. Brittany Howard's voice is just, again, absolutely stunning and mind-blowing. The band is grooving like a well-oiled machine. And yeah, you know, if you're looking for a throwback, passionate, explosive combination of rock and soul with just, I mean, vocally, very few people out there, and I even raise this up to the mainstream too. Very few people out there are competing with Miss Howard vocally right now at the moment, and I feel like this song is further proof of that. All right, Alabama Shakes, check out that song too. This has been a weekly track roundup. Thank you for watching. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or a link to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Weekly tracks forever.